You are watching RTV News with me, Jane Mutoni. FARDC with FDLR attacked RDF along the Rwandan border and 2 Rwanda Defense Force soldiers were kidnapped while on patrol. The youth that have had a sports-aided infrastructure built for them say they are ready to take advantage of the opportunity to showcase their talents on the international stage. Welcome to the news in details. Following the provocative aggression by the FARDC on 23rd of May 2022, where multiple rockets were fired on Rwandan territory, FARDC with FDLR attacked RDF along our border, and 2 Rwanda Defense Force soldiers were kidnapped while on patrol. We have since located these 2 soldiers, Corporal Nkundabagenzi Elise and Private Ntwari Gad, being held by FDLR in eastern DRC. We call upon authorities of the Democratic Republic of Congo that work closely with these genocidal armed groups to secure the release of the RDF soldiers. Moving on, the youth that have had a sports-aided infrastructure built for them say they are ready to take advantage of the opportunity to showcase their talents on the international stage. Now, this was stated by the youth after various agencies and authorities visited the construction of sports infrastructure in Gasabo district to enhance the talents of this youth. Martina Avera has this report.
Children between the ages of 12 and 15 are the ones who have found a training to play basketball here in Kimironko in Bibaresel. They are passionate about this game because it can be the key to their future development. For me, my goal is to play professionally and play here at home and play abroad as well. We now have the goal of being great players, and that is why we come here to work hard to get where we would like to be in the future. The training ground is located at an old and out-of-date ground, but next to the playground is another construction of a basketball court that will meet the requirements once it is completed. It is a stadium built by the Ministry of Sports in partnership with Imbuto Foundation and the Basketball Africa League. It is an infrastructure that the community is very excited about and will play a role in its preservation. We thank God that we have got some help because we had been dreaming about it for long. Our children would be at home watching TV and others on the phone because they had nothing to do. This is to say, the development of sports is not just basketball. It is so much more than that, and people will witness it in the next few years. We have many children, and it is good if the sports that is instilled in them from a young age continues. Here, you will find children every day taking part in trainings and will endeavor to find them coaches as well. The site under construction is one of the sites under construction across the country in the national policy to promote the talents of young people through sports, according to the sports minister, Munyangajumi Mosa Orod.
One of the sport policy, one of the main purpose of having these facilities is to make sure that our young people, the youth, are having facilities like this without paying any fee. And we also want to make sure that the talent detection is well done, and we are also having some partners coming on board. But here we are talking about Imbuto Foundation, and also we are talking about BAL. But we also want to have we're also having other partners who we have signed MOUs, but the facilities that we are going to build are not only here, but we are also thinking about having in Nyanza, in Gahanga. We are also having an MOU that we have signed with another partner in Gahanga. We are going to have this kind of facilities, but in everywhere in the country, to make sure that at least our kids, the youth, are having access to the facility, the community are having access to the facility without paying any fee.
Partnering with communities.
The Kimironko basketball court is part of a larger project for future stadiums. The Deputy Director General of Imbuto Foundation, Geraldine Umutesi, says the organization's program include promoting talents of young people.
One of the guiding principles of the foundation is to invest where the challenges are, and also involving, educate, engage, and empower the communities. So this is a kind of a project we have in Kimirongo sector. This is not the first one. We used to have other programs supporting the genocide survivors. We also have another community center where we are going to have economic transformation projects to help the community to really improve or strengthen the community cohesion. And also this is in line with what the government is doing. As you know, our national strategy for transformation, we have to create new jobs for the young people, but we also have to build strong and resilient families.
BAL President Amadou Gallo says the construction of basketball courts gives hope for the nurturing of young talents, which is one of BAL's goals. And that is why BAL sponsored the project.
Because the key driver for our initiatives to develop basketball across the continent is about making the game accessible for young people, and having facilities like this is certainly going to encourage them to get involved in the sport in a safe place and learn the game and learn the values of the game that is going to help them grow to become productive members of their community. And what we can do with them here, not only with the facility, but getting involved in training local coaches who are going to lead the initiatives here. This is part of what the BAL wants to do. Wherever we go, in wherever communities where we take our league and our games, we want to leave a legacy. And there is no better legacy for us than providing a safe place where young people can play the game, learn to grow with the values of the game.
Once the sports grounds that are being built for the children and the youth are completed, they will be training and playing for free, whereas grown-ups will be paying a certain fee. These fields will be monitored by FEGWABA.
Thank you, Sam, for that report. Now, the city of Kigali reports that the tax collection rate is at 78%. Deputies believe that having infrastructure, including roads, would help increase the number of consumers and thus increase the rate of taxation. Innocent Mugabo has this report.
The budget for the city of Kigali for the year 2021-2022 is about a month away to its end, with a total budget of 127.6 billion, of which tax revenue is projected to be 41.9 billion so far, with 32.6 billion revenue accounting for 78.6% of the total tax revenue. Market trade is also among the sources of revenue, not only in Kigali city, but also across the country. The Parliamentary Committee on National Budget and Patrimony wonders if the 1 month left before the end of the fiscal year will leave the current target achieved, which is why they are calling for the removal of all obstacles to speeding up the process. In terms of taxes and revenue, they accounted for 78%. But in addition, they also had to bring in 55%, which shows that with 1 month left, they are still behind, which they say is due to some challenges, such as the fact that the approved tax rates were not followed. So we should try and find out where the problem is by maybe talking to Menekofin in regard to this matter. The problem is the person that built a petrol station and blocked the road leading to the market. Some people are asking that this road should be opened for them to get customers and also increase tax collection. So Minifra or any other institution will have to tell us more about this issue. Explaining how the budget for the city of Kigali was being spent, Urujeni Martin, the vice mayor in charge of socio-economic affairs for the city of Kigali, told the Chamber of Deputies that every effort was being made to raise taxes, starting from the low-level tax collection census.
We are looking at how we can increase tax collection to increase the rate at which we are on. Not only that, but we also have other activities that we are working on to see how we can raise these taxes, especially with PSF. We are currently in the process of enumerating business operators from the sector level so that at least we have clear taxpayer data. It will also help us to do tax recovery because among the challenges we faced include lack of clear data.
However, some traders in the Kinyinya market in Gasabo district say that the road leading to the market is being opened to facilitate the flow of traffic to the market, and thus the taxes will continue to increase.
As you can see, some stands are vacant. The challenge we have is that the market seems to be in an enclosed area. We have an access road, but we do not have an exit. And this is due to our neighbor who constructed a petrol station and blocked the road. We would be getting many customers, but whenever they reach here and find the road blocked and the alternative routes being impossible during the wet season, most of them choose to go to Chimirongo market.
We hope that you will continue to advocate for us. For us as the market committee, we request our neighbor who blocked the road to hear our cry. The Vice Mayor of the City of Kigali in charge of urbanization and infrastructure, Dr. Merald Mhabwanamaguru, explains that they are going to do everything possible to make the road to Eden Kinyinya market more open to the public, as it was built by an investor and a pledge of Gasabo district. We should try to see how we shall deal with this issue to do with how the area that connects to the market can be opened. But currently the market has access, and what they need is a second one. So we are trying to see how we can give it to them, but not forgetting that the landowner also has a right to do with whatever he wants with his land. Traders in Kinyinya market also want the Kinyinya taxi park relocated so that they can find more customers, as its current location has proven to be unfavorable and chaotically situated. Innocent Mogabo, RwandaTV News.
Farmers in the eastern province are happy with the irrigation project of using smartphone technology, where a farmer can irrigate crops without physically being there at the site. This project aims at helping them increase productivity. Take a look. With this irrigation project using technology, water is extracted from the underground and water pipes directly take the water to community farms. A farmer with a Marathon smartphone is given an application that contains all the information about the water transport machines in the field. He or she can use that phone to water his crops from wherever he or she is and even turn it off. It is a technology that has been commended by some farmers. During the dry season in June or July, that sun heat destroys banana plantations, coffee and macadamia. But now we have a smart irrigation method, which means we shall no longer have to face challenges of damaged crops. From any location, I can use this application, which has been put in my phone to control the watering system. It is a project that was launched by an entrepreneur, Eric Karinganire, to the Eastern Province Administration, and how it is going to address the problem of irrigation water scarcity on hills.
Application umuhinzi aba afite code ya irrigation.
In this application, each farmer has his or her farm code, land title, and his or her identity card number. Secondly, there is a smart water valve that coordinates with his or her code, whereby if they want to water their crops, all they have to do is open the application, and if they don't want to use it, they can always use the manual method. One can also use this app from another province. The first main challenge is the mindset of some farmers, as they refuse to use it. But luckily, we've had the chance to demonstrate.
y'abahinzi muhinzi uvuga ati ntibishoboka cyo koza tugize amahirwe ko tubyerekanye.
This entrepreneur points out, however, that there is still a problem with insufficient electricity. The governor of the Eastern Province, Emmanuel Gasana, said the technology would be used in all parts of the province to address the issue of climate change. Guamagana District Mayor Bonyumuvunyi Rajab said the project will help farmers to be able to cultivate all year round. On the issue of inadequate electricity, he said that advocacy is being done.
In the agriculture season C, farmers only cultivate on marshlands and valleys. But if we could use this method, we would be able to cultivate all year round. So this is a good method as the water comes from underground. As the head of the Akajera VTC Limited explained, we have a lot of water underground and rainwater is usually purified by the soil. And we have other underground water which we don't use. Those who are near valleys can continue to use the valley water. Meanwhile, those that cultivate on hills can use this method. As for the issue of inadequate electricity, we shall work with the Rwanda Energy Group to increase the electricity.
The Eastern Province has lakes and other water bodies, both natural and artificial, that can be used for irrigation. The province is also quite prone to climate change and its effects, because farmers whose farms are on hills often find it difficult to get irrigation water. But that's one to watch out for. Now, the Archbishop of Kigali, Antoine Cardinal Kambanda, urges parents to work closely with educators in providing quality education to children, which is a pillar that will assist them in development. He noted that this on Saturday in the ceremony of celebrating the Jubilee of the Congregation of Sainte Famille d'Elmé that has been working in Rwanda. Olive Nete has this report.
Sainte Famille d'Elmet is a congregation of sisters that do various activities including education, medicine and others. On Saturday, while this congregation was celebrating 25 years of working in Rwanda, they also inaugurated their school, Complexe Scolaire Sainte Famille d'Elmet. Fulgence Wichibaruta, parents representative at this school, notes that parents have the responsibility of assisting children in their education so that they can improve in their studies.
I advise parents to assist children when they come back from school, not only in doing other activities. They shouldn't spend most of their time on mobile phones or other things that are not beneficial to them, but they should assist children to enhance what they learned at school so that we can all work together towards development.
Nous invitons nos sœurs.
Sister Dancil Nyiraseura, who heads this congregation in Rwanda, notes that they aim at providing quality education. Our responsibility is providing education, not just educating, but providing quality education. This is to mean that we teach, but we particularly aim at shaping the child and provide him with skills and appropriate knowledge. We are educating children for the country and in the country, and we are providing appropriate education to them. The Archbishop of Kigali, Antoine Cardinal Kambanda, stressed on the cooperation of parents and educators in providing quality education to children, and also urged parents in particular to monitor closely the education of their children.
Education begins at the family level. The family provides the foundation for education and upbringing. Other educators provide education based on what the family provided to the child. Educators can't replace parents. The basic in education comes from the family, that is to say parents. Other educators support the work of parents. That is why parents choose the appropriate school for their children according to what they wish. I urge you Christians to know what kind of education your children receives from school. Do not leave the education of your children to other people.
This congregation is among various others that are in the Catholic Church, and its main goal is providing education. It operates on 3 continents, and it has been working in Rwanda since 1997. Olive Nete, RTV News.
Well, there you have it. On behalf of the entire news production team, thank you so much for your company. I'm Jane Mutoni. Enjoy your weekend.